Dear students of class 9A and 9B, today's class is with the following points: preachings of Kabir, contributions of Kabir, role of the rulers, spiritualism under Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu's teachings. Number one, preachings of Kabir. In my today's class, I am going to discuss about the contributions and preachings and teachings of Kabir. I discussed about the life of Kabir in my previous classes. Today, the role of Kabir as a very mystic saint. Kabir strengthened the concept of Hindu-Muslim unity. Kabir decided to make an atmosphere where people would come and listen to him attentively, all his clarifications regarding religion and religious superstitions. Because during that age when Kabir and other saints were working in order to remove superstitions, prejudices from the society, many people did not forgive it, many people did not forget it. They were practicing superstition, prejudices because they were radical and conservative peoples. That's why they did not want to, a section of people did not want to follow the preachings and teachings of Kabir. But Kabir decided to bring them under one umbrella, because there was information about them that a section of people were not interested to be a part of Kabir's preachings and teachings. But Kabir, instructed his other followers to make them agree with the system of Kabir introduced for them. But ultimately, the followers of Kabir somehow managed to make them agree with the proposals and approaches of Kabir, what he meant for them. Ultimately, they agreed to come and join the meeting of Kabir. Finally, Kabir decided to teach them with copious examples. A number of examples Kabir offered before them so that they could understand easily the inner meaning, the preachings and teachings of the system of Kabir. Because Kabir's technique of preaching was quite different than that of other saints. That's why Kabir from the very, very beginning gave importance to the matters related to the related to the Bhakti movement. Kabir's main intention was to arouse interest among them, because a group of people who did not have any faith on their religion and religious clarification, Kabir wanted to arouse interest among them about their religion. That's why he started explaining the positive sides of different stories of Vedas and Upanishads. By giving examples, he clarified it. That once upon a time there was a saint had 5 disciples, out of it 4 disciples left the ashram in order to lead practical life, normal life, social life along with their family members, and one people remained with him and that very people was taught by him, and he came to know about the reality. He came to know about the world, and the practical knowledge, whatever he gained from him, helped him to be a complete man in the long run. And later on, the rest four disciples who left his ashram once again got back, and they requested Kabir to teach them once again, to make them complete men, because everyone hated them in their atmosphere, in their society, since they left the company of Kavi, the famous saint, the Kavi. So these type of stories he took out from Upanishad, from Vedas, and clarify it before them who had no faith on their religion, who had no faith on the religious sense. Ultimately, in course of time, they gain back their knowledge, they gain back their faith on the religious sense and their religion, and ultimately they all became a part of the religious bhakti movement under different saints. But Kavi set up an example to make them agree with the system of teachings and preachings under them. The other saints also were benefited with that very system introduced by Kavi. So these are the preachings and teachings and contributions of Kavi. Next, role of the rulers. Some rulers did not want to cooperate with the saints. Those who thought that the religious superstitions and the discontentment of the people might become a cause of dissatisfaction for the ruler. So ruler will be responsible for them in order to avoid, in order to remove the discontentments of the people. No drastic measure should be taken by any saint. There will be no pressure on their pupils. Those who did not want to hear them, let them lead their normal life, their social life. But there was a risk on the part of Kavi, but Kavi didn't care for it. But other saints, some of them, they followed the instructions of their rulers, and some rulers who did not want to interfere in the personal affairs of the religious saints during Bhakti movement. They allowed them to lead a normal life. They allowed them to work independently, so that they could improve the religious upliftment. They could improve the conditions of the people and the people and their participation in all the religious meetings and ceremonies. That's why some rulers cooperated with the religious saints, and their cooperation encouraged religious saints to work independently, and for that reason, with the keen cooperation of that one section of rulers, the Bhakti movement had become a great movement throughout the country. And people also were benefited with them. The Bhakti saints taught them from the core of their hearts, made so many followers. Followers also made them very much devoted to their religious duties and responsibilities. So they all ultimately became pious people, honest people. The concept of honesty was strongly established in their minds. They realized that dishonesty was nothing but a curse in the society. Dishonesty was nothing but a great sin. So they must be honest. And next one, spiritualism under Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his spiritualism, his spiritualistic theories and ideas encourage millions of people. The process was started from Bengal and then it reached far and wide. Bengal was a place almost all people were ignorant. They had no interest of their religion. Neither they could understand Harinam, what was Harinam, who was Lord Krishna, what did he do? Nothing was known to them, but it was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on being learned from different tools under the gurus, on receiving vast knowledge of Sanskrit language. He explained it from different sides with various examples. The others, gurus who were opponents of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he refuted their clarifications and proved himself to be perfectly alright in his own stands and clarifications. It gave a permanent place in the Indian religious movement, Bhakti movement during his age. As a result, he made so many followers. The followers started raise the voice of Harinam Sankirtana from our Bengal itself. And later on, they all forced Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not to leave the place, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left his place, Navadvip, and then reached different cities, different places of India, one by one on foot. On reaching there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu removed superstitions. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a sympathetic man and reformer, helped the needy people, poor people during their crisis period. It encouraged other people to cooperate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during the last period, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Puri. One ruler had great sympathy for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and another one had no sympathy for him. She started plotting against Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other religious saints who were there. He provocated them to antagonize Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't care for it, because he believed in the theory of Lord Krishna's devotion of love, sympathy for human beings, for humanity. But ultimately, he had to sacrifice his life only because of that nasty and dirty politics of a section of people of Puri and their head. So ultimately, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had become a cause of discontentment for them, and they removed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Puri. Now where did he go? Whether he was killed by them or he left Puri for the way to the heaven, there is no evidence of it, my dear students. But the contributions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the dedication of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the all-round development of the country India, for the Bhakti movement, would be written in the history, would be written in red letter day in the history of India, my dear students. And he would remain in the hearts, in the souls of billions of people of India. They would never forget Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his contributions up to this, my dear students.